Hello there viewers, and welcome back to another video today here on Granturismo Sports. So today you join us for rounds 6 and 7 of the Club 100 GT series, and as you can see on screen, today we are racing around Lago Maggiore Centre, and afterwards we are racing around Interlagos. So before we get started, as some of you may be aware right now, the Granturismo servers, they're not in great condition at the moment. The servers, yeah, they're not good, and well, before we could get qualifying started, qualifying that you're seeing on screen right now by the way, before we got started with this, we had a series of issues. We had quite a few issues. First up, people couldn't join the lobbies, so qualifying was meant to start at 9 o'clock, but yeah, people couldn't join the lobbies. People who did join the lobbies then got disconnected and thrown out. Yeah, like I say, some people couldn't even see the lobbies. There was a lot of problems. In the end, we ended up changing hosts, so we got someone who hasn't hosted before, we got him to host. Then more people couldn't join the lobby, we had more issues, people getting disconnected, and then when everything looked good, this happened. So yes, as you can see, everybody got the pit glitch, like everyone got the pit glitch, and it was pandemonium. And then as soon as Rob Dowsett left, it was fixed. As soon as he got disconnected, it was fixed. And we all just drove out on circuit again like normal. So God knows what the problems are with Granturismo at the moment, but yeah, as you can see, we did have issues. But anyway, as we skip ahead now to my fastest lap from qualifying, heading down to turn 1, using the ambulance on the left as a braking point. And well, can I just say just how good a teammate Trevor Randall is. So yeah, got a teammate in front here, and he's given us a perfect slipstream here on this lap, towing us along. And well, this is not the first time that Trevor's been a great teammate. Last week he did exactly the same, towed us around and got us on provisional pole. And also week before that in the Mazda race, he was working with me brilliantly in the oval race, in that Blue Moon Bay race, doing some brilliant teamwork there, slipstreaming our way to the front. So yeah, brilliant teammate Trev here, as we nearly go into the back of him on this qualifying lap. So as we come out of this final corner of this very short track here at Lago Maggiore, what is our lap time going to be? So we're in P7 at the moment as we come across the line, and we go on pole position. We go on pole position for a second week in a row. We go and take bloody provisional pole, which is not somewhere where I belong. Yeah, I was very, very happy with this at this moment in time, and I was so happy actually that I needed a wee. So at this point, I parked up, I went back to the pits, and I went to the toilet. So yes, I was very, very happy with that, jumping for joy, and so yeah, very happy. And unlike last week, it actually stayed as pole. Nathan didn't go and take the lap off me. He tried to, and at the end of qualifying, he tried to sneakily get into my slipstream and let me kind of tow him around and give him pole. But no, I was not doing that. As you can see here, I was not willing to do that, as I went flat out into the wall here at the final corner on our out lap. So yeah, I towed him around for the whole of his out lap, and then just as he thought he was going to get the slipstream on his lap, I was like, nah, you're not. So yeah, as I bring up the championship standings here, going into this round, so it's not looking good right now. Bottom 3 cars, remember, get relegated, so 12th, 13th and 14th in the standings at the end of the season get relegated. I'm in 11th right now. Good news is though, there's not big gaps above me, so the 4th place, as you can see on screen, is only 18 points above us, which, you know, with one win you can shoot quite a long way up the table. So not too bad going into this round. So as we skip ahead to the race here, like I say, starting on pole position, got Tim Clark starting in P2, got my teammate Trev starting P3, got the really, really fast Nathan in 4th, Marky Boy 5th, Roswald down in 6th place. So starting on pole then, can we get a good start? Now the host for this race forgot to put the false start check on at the start, so everyone got an equally good start off the line, as you just put your foot down and wait for the clock to hit 0. So yeah, away we go then, down into turn 1. Got Tim Clark right behind us as that on air thing pops up annoyingly in the top right hand corner. In P1, managed to keep the lead. Like I say, everyone got just as good a start, so it was pretty single file into the first corner. Coming through turn 3 then, very awkward corner this. If you hit that sausage curb on the inside, you are screwed, and it's vital the run out of this corner for this straight up head. So well, I'm gonna cut to the commentator here, Andrew Mather, and show you what was going on behind at this point in time. So yeah, enjoy.
Fighting still going on for P3. Mark Ridouts on the inside of Trevor Randall as they go into the final hairpin. Steve Brown's involved as well. They was trying to do the cutback on all of them. It might have worked, you know. No, he's been shoulder barged out onto the grass on the right hand side. There's contact again between Trevor Randall and was that Nathan Maximin? It's chaos as they come down the straight, and Trevor Randall is well and truly off the road there. Let's have a look at how all of that transpired. I mean, there's contact everywhere. It's like a BUKC rookies race out there. But, oh dear me, I think Trevor Randall's been hit by about, well, at least half of the field. And that is the result. He is well and truly out of this one.
Now, can I just say, first of all, bravo to Trev for that 360. That was a very well-held 360 after you went head first into the wall there, especially considering that you're on a controller. So well done for that. But yeah, as you can see, carnage did unfold behind me, and I did watch it happen actually. I was looking behind, fortunately, when it happened. And well, I was rubbing my hands together. Not literally, obviously, because I was driving, but you know what I mean. Mentally, I was rubbing my hands together. And yeah, that was very good for me and Tim. As you can see, me and Tim, we were clear of that. We got free of it. And the gap behind, I think at this point, was about 2.5 seconds to the pack behind. So we were quite far ahead, and at this point I was like, right, me, you, Tim, let's just get our heads down, let's not fight, let's just pump in the best laps we possibly can and just try and get away. Because look, as you can see there is a big gap behind us. If we can put some good laps in for the next, 17.5 minutes, we're going to get an easy 1-2. So as I cut ahead a few laps here, unfortunately basically I started daydreaming is what happened. I rather zoned out. Zoning out can sometimes be a good thing, but as you can see in this scenario here, zoning out wasn't a good thing, as I missed my braking point completely for the last corner, went flying on, and yes, at that moment in time, I was driving along and that happened, and I was like, what? Yes, I really was zoned out. It caught me out by surprise and kind of, snapped me back into focus. So yeah, down in P2 now, on the back of Trevor. Now, I absolutely hate following people in Gran Turismo. I hate following people. I get caught out by the slipstream all the time. I end up punting them off. They distract me. I can't see my apexes properly. I hate it. So I wanted to get back past him as quickly as I possibly could. So skipping ahead by a lap here. On the run now down to turn 1. So in Tim's slipstream, are we going to go for a move? We go to the left. Yes, we are. So braking at the van on the left. Remember, braking down into turn 1. Weren't really far enough alongside, but Tim backed out of it anyway. I think he realised that I wanted to be in front, realised that just needed to work together, no point fighting, 11 minutes to go. So back into the lead of the racing, got Tim right behind us, like I say, very much cooperating with one another at this moment in time. The pack behind, they caught us up slightly because of my mistake. They're about 1.5 seconds behind now, but it's still out of slipstream range, fortunately. That's the key thing. You don't want the pack to get into our slipstream, because then they'll catch us up very quickly. So out of the slipstream of the pack, fortunately. As you can see, I'm doing some pretty consistent lap times at this point in time. So as you can see on the right, I'm doing consistent high 47s. Did a series of 47.8s in succession, then a 47.7 before I lost concentration and flew off at the final corner. But yeah, doing consistent lap times again here, and well, as we skip ahead to the end of the race here, as you may have already been able to tell by the title of this video and the thumbnail, I won it. I went and won the bloody race. I won in Club 100, and well, at this moment in time, I was absolutely ecstatic. I was jumping from joy, shouting, I won! So yeah, very happy. Shot us up in the championship. This did. Not sure where it shot us up to, but it shot us up a long way in the championship. So very happy with that result indeed. Thank you, Rob, by the way, to Tim. Very cooperative, like I said, during that race. Never once tried to go back past me, to be honest, after I went back past him. Even though he had many opportunities to do so, he just sat behind and took second place. So that was absolutely brilliant teamwork between me and Tim. So as we move ahead then to round 7, we're here at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache, better known as Interlagos, as we drive through Super GT then, as we are going the wrong way around the circuit. Now, just to let you into like a bit of a secret, a little bit of a top tip for how to do well on GT Sport, if you want to win around a circuit, first of all, you must drive around it the wrong way. That is a ritual which I've always stuck to and continue to stick to. So if you want a top tip, how to do well in GT Sport, drive the wrong way round the circuit first. You learn a lot about the circuit, and it gains you a good 2-3 tenths of a second a lap. So you must drive the wrong way around the circuit, as we scare the living daylight out of all the drivers here who are coming the other way. And yeah, Jack starts the race. So yeah, here at Interlagos, a track I like but don't historically do too well around. It's quite a twisty circuit, quite a technical track. So yeah, as we move ahead to the race, starting at the back of course, with this being a reverse grid race. So we're starting, well, we're not starting last, we're starting second to last because Trevor rage quit that race. So starting second to last on the grid, down in 11th place. We've got Nathan directly in front of us, and we've got Tim alongside, as you can see here. As you can see, the lovely silk cut livery here on my Corvette, made by Trev. Very good livery. So as the lights come on, we've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights, and away we go. So get a really good start, really good reaction there. Get a big jump on Nathan. So now going to the right, can we go around the outside here at the first corner? We are very late on the brakes, going very deep around the outside of a number of cars on the inside of us there, and well, we managed to take all of them. We managed to get past all of those cars that are on our inside. So we're now up to P9. We've got a good run out of turn 3. We're going to the left. We are now 4 abreast pretty much. We've got Super GT on our right. We've got Nathan gaining on us. He's on our outside and he's gone in a bit deep then and hit Steve off the circuit. So yeah, Nathan was a little bit optimistic there on the brakes, and yeah, did nudge Super GT off the track. So coming out of turn 5 then, coming up into the infield section, we're on the back of Marky Boy, already made up 3 places. We've got Ryan in front, lagging around like crazy. Now going around the outside of Marky Boy, can we? No, we can't. So Marky Boy went in a bit deep then, as Ryan has the mother of all lag spikes, and now, well, Marky Boy's all over the circuit. I think he was trying to get past Kirith there and lost the back end. We're on the outside now of Marky Boy, going through Alex Albon's least favourite corner. Can we hang it around the outside as Marky Boy loses the back end on exit? On the inside now for turn 11. Made it past Marky Boy now on the inside. Now going into this final corner, we've got Sam out braking himself as him and his teammate Kirith battle, and we are up the inside of Sam. So in that first lap, we've managed to go from 11th on the grid up into P6. That was a brilliant first lap from myself. I was very happy with that at that moment in time. To be honest, standing starts and making your way through the pack is something which I like to think of myself as being pretty decent at, as someone who grew up doing sprint racing in real life, doing karting, doing sprint racing. So yeah, making my way up to 6th place here. Now we're on the back of Kirith as we go through the Curva del Sol onto the Retro Aposta. So we are in Kirith's slipstream. Are we going to go for a move now into turn 4? We are looking over the back of Kirith. Yes, we are. Kirith does not defend, fortunately. So we're now up his inside into turn 4, into the Descida do Lago, and yeah, we're into P5. So very happy with this at this point in time. Like I was saying, really happy. Coming now into the Ferradura and into La Regina. Got Ryan having all kinds of internet problems up ahead. He's flying all over shot with his 2 megabytes per second internet. For comparison, I have a internet speed of 315 megabytes per second. So yeah, Ryan really does not have good internet. As we come through the Bica de Pato and into the Megullo, we are now in P5. We are reeling in Race Dream Rob. Now with this race, tyre wear is most definitely a thing, as Ryan makes his way past Callum Brule there, past his teammate, and I think what was a bit of team orders. So yeah, like I said, tyre wear, very much an issue. You've got to preserve your tyres, and well, tyre saving is not in my vocabulary. Let's say it's not something I do. So yeah, that was a mistake I made in this race. I was going full bean. So coming up to this first corner here, coming up to the centre S's, we're on the brakes, braking at the 50 metre board, and we have gone for the mother of all lunges up the inside of Race Junior Rob. To be honest, that wasn't particularly intentional, that overtaking manoeuvre. I just kind of braked at my normal point and just went up his inside. So yeah, very optimistic move there. Managed to make it stick as we take the fastest lap of the race as well with a 1:29.8, and well, spoiler alert, that went on to be the fastest lap of the race set by anybody, so that got me a nice bonus point at the end of the race. So then, coming out of the Descida do Lago up to Ferradura again for the 3rd time this race, on the back of Callum Brule now. Made our way from 11th up to 4th place. So yeah, really going well at this point in time. Into the SA and then the Pinherino. So on the back of Callum, are we going to look for a move into any of these corners here? You can't really overtake through this infield section, to be honest. It's too twisty. There's no kind of big braking zones. Yeah, you can't really overtake. You've got to wait for the other person to make a mistake, really, if you want to overtake through here. Otherwise, you just got to sit behind someone and wait for the big back straight, start finish straight thing here, which isn't really straight but kind of is. So coming out of Juncal in Callum's slipstream, so we're 4.5 tenths behind. Coming onto this straight though, like I said, in the slipstream, Callum isn't in slipstream, so we're going to have a big speed advantage on him as we get to the end of the straight. So we are gaining now 2.5 tenths behind, now 2 tenths, now 1.5 tenths behind. We are on the brakes and we are going round the outside of Callum with a little bit of contact, becomes the inside for turn 2, and we managed to make the move stick. So 2 laps in a row, we have gone from massive dive bomb moves from miles back into turn 1, managed to make it stick on both occasions as we now go defensive, going into the Descida del Lago. We've got Callum on our outside, who's gone in very deep. When I was driving at this point inside, when I saw Callum come flying past on the right there, I was like, whoa, you're not going to make that corner, because I was braking as late as possible anyway. Now we've got Nathan behind us, so Nathan has followed us through the pack. He's done quite a good start as well, like us, managed to make his way through. So we've got Nathan now on our back bumper. To be honest, I know that Nathan's quicker than me. He's a VQS driver, he's an esports driver, he's absolutely phenomenally quick. One of the fastest drivers in Britain now, in my opinion. So I've got Nathan right behind me. I'm kind of just waiting for the best opportunity to let him pass, really. I want to sit in his slipstream, I want him to tow me along, and yeah, just use him basically to give me speed, give me a speed boost. So in front, we've got Roswald off in the lead with his crazy internet. I'm not going to catch Ryan. Ryan's really, really quick, and I'm not going to reel in a 3-second gap. So got Ryan in the lead, we've got Jack in second, we've got Nathan in fourth right behind us on our back bumper. Is he going to go for a move here into turn 1? He's giving us a bump draft there, so thank you for that, Nathan. Giving us a bit of a boost. Is he going to go up or inside? No, he's not. He's not. He's giving us a bump draft instead, so that's kind of Nathan there. I think he may go for a move though into turn 4. It would make sense. It wouldn't make sense really to sit behind me because I am slower, and I messaged him before the race saying I hadn't done much practice for this. I only did about half hour's practice, so yeah. As Nathan in our slipstream, is he going to go for a move into turn 4? Yes, he is. That is a sensible thing to do into the Descida del Lago, and yeah, up into P3. So now down to P4 then. We are in Nathan's slipstream, literally on his back bumper. Are we going to go for a move into turn 6? No, we are not. Going to back off instead and give Nathan space because, like I say, I don't want to fight him. He's quicker than me. So sitting behind him now through the infield section of this circuit, and as we skip ahead to the end of the lap, I'm in Nathan's slipstream, giving him a bump draft, going down this main straight, and well, I accidentally tag him. So yeah, that was a bit of an awkward incident and didn't mean to tag him. I think he went a little bit deep into the corner and I just tripped over him basically. Gave him a little bit of a tap in the back end. Fortunately, it didn't lose us too much time, but it did mean that I am now out of his slipstream. And well, that was the last we saw of Nathan basically. He just checked out, flew off into the distance, as we've now got Callum Brewer right behind us, having made a little bit of an optimistic overtake, let's say, into that corner there. He went for a little bit of a dive bomb and gave us a bit of a side slam. So as we skip ahead a couple of laps now, coming out of Juncal, we've got Super GT behind us. So Steve on the previous lap overtook Cal on this back straight. Overtook him in a very good slipstreaming move, and he's now on our back bumper. Is he going to be able to recreate that move? Is he going to be able to go past us? He's up our inside. I'm not defending it. There's no point. I know that Steve is very strong around here. I've watched enough of his videos and to know that Interlagos is one of his strongest circuits. He's made many a video around this track. So yeah, Super GT in front as we get a strange bit of understeer there. I think I may have clipped the grass going through the Curva del Sol, which pushed me out wide, and on the next lap we make, well, not the same mistake, but a similar mistake as we get this really weird understeer. We go off the track and we get a penalty, even though we blatantly did not gain an advantage from that. We get a penalty from that, very annoyingly, as we move ahead a few more laps. So trying to not recreate that mistake again, going through that curve to Sol. Very odd, that understeer. Now got Tim Clark behind us, so he's in our slipstream. He's going to the right. Is he going to be able to make the overtake stick into turn 1? He's very late on the brakes as we have a little bit of lag there. I think made a little bit of contact. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I managed to keep the position. Like I say, that was a bit strange going to that first corner. He kind of suddenly moved over to the left, and back over to the right. I think there was a bit of lag at play, but we are under attack here, we are under siege, we are falling back. Nathan is now up into P2. We've got Super GT is already 3.4 seconds ahead of us, and our tyres are already not in great nick. If you look at the graphic down in the bottom left hand corner, our tyres are already starting to drop off. Once that graphic gets near to halfway down, then you really start to lose grip as Tim goes up our inside into the SA. He's up our inside now, he's up into P5, we're down to 6th place, and well, we are sinking backwards here, we are sinking. Like I say, my tyres are not in good condition, there is still 12 minutes to go. I had thought about pitting, and I was going to pit on with 15 minutes to go, sorry. I was going to pit, but no one else pitted, so I was like, well, clearly if no one else is pitting, clearly that's not the correct thing to do. I hadn't practiced strategy or anything, I just done kind of 30 minutes beforehand, just trying to set sort of the best lap time possible. So yeah, at this point in time, our tyres are really suffering. Fortunately though, Cal behind us, Callum Brawl, he's in a similar situation. His tyres were also in bad condition. Neither of us were doing a single bit of tyre saving, as can he go around our outside now into turn 1. Not quite. He backs out of that one, pulls back in behind us, as he did think about going for the move round the outside, but no, we defended well and made sure he couldn't do it. Didn't have our pants pulled down for a second lap in a row, as Tim had kind of successfully got past us on the previous lap round the outside there. Now going into turn 4, is Callum going to go for a move? No, not quite, as we actually serve our penalty. Now one thing with Gran Turismo is, when you're serving your penalty, often when you are serving your penalty, you're not intending to, it just kind of does it anyway because it thinks you've slowed down. And when you are serving a penalty, people can drive inside you. And before now, I have overtaken people by driving inside them when they are serving a penalty and got past them that way. I've basically gone through them. So yeah, coming out of Pinherino now, coming into the Pico de Pato. Apologies, by the way, if anybody is watching who is Brazilian or Portuguese. Apologies if I am butchering any of these pronunciations. I've probably butchered all of them. So yeah, I do apologise. I hope you haven't been offended, as we mess up Juncal a little bit there, missed our apex. So Callum is in our slipstream then, 3.3 tenths behind. Now 2.8. He is very close here. I am concerned about him going for the move into this first corner as we go defensive. I do fancy my chances against Callum, which is why I am defending. I do feel like I can beat him. So he's on our outside. He was slightly ahead then going into the corner, but again I managed to keep the position and managed to defend well, hold basically tight to the pit wall before then moving back over to the right once he's partially alongside us. So yeah, coming out of the Curva del Sol, he's on our back again. Is he going to go for the move into the Descida del Lago? No, he is not. So we are managing to hold 6th place here, just about by the skin of our teeth, as our tyres really start to drop off. And well, just look at how much Tim has checked out already. In the lap and a half, 2 laps that he's been ahead of us, he's already pulled a 2-second gap on us. And well, I watched the commentary back afterwards, I watched the live stream back, and Tim's tyres were in such good condition. They were immaculate, they were brilliant. I don't know how he did it. We've been joking since about him being a tyre whisperer, and you know, I think there is some truth to it. He's clearly got some sort of magical powers to make his tyres last so long. Either that, or he's hacked the game and he's making the soft tyres last as long as the hard should last. So yeah, Tim's doing very, very well here as we move ahead then. So half a lap later then, we're heading down towards Descida del Lago. We've got Callum right behind us. Is he going to go for a move into Descida del Lago? No, he is not. Shimmy to the left there a little bit, just to make sure that he didn't try and send it up our inside, as we've still got this stupid penalty hanging over the top of our heads. We can't quite get rid of it. It's this, yeah, very annoying penalty for something which blatantly did not gain us an advantage. Is yeah, still with us. So we've got 8 minutes left of the race. As you can see by the lap times on the right, our lap times, they are dropping off. On lap 7 we did a 1 minute 30.8, lap 8 we did a 1 minute 30.9, and yet now by lap 12, 13 and 14 we're doing 132s, and yeah, we are really quite off the pace. Tim, as you can see, has checked off out into the distance, checked out. And yeah, got Cal right behind us, but fortunately coming through Jin Cal here, Callum does make a little bit of a mistake, I believe, and yeah, loses a couple of tenths going through the corner, and then loses some more time on corner exit, which fortunately does free us from him. So he was in our slipstream for many laps prior to that mistake, but we finally managed to get him out of our slipstream, and well, in the ensuing few corners he does make a few more mistakes, which does let us free. And as we move ahead to the end of the race here, in the end Callum does fall back and he actually gets eaten up by Trevor. So our teammate Trev comes to the rescue once more, comes to help us, overtakes Callum, yeah, starts fighting with Callum, so yeah, lets me beat Callum, finish a nice comfortable 6th place in the end as we serve our penalty, as we cross the finish line, take P6, P Steve really. And well, as we bring up the championship table here, remember we were in 11th place coming into tonight, and coming out of it we're in P5. We're 5th in the championship and only 4 points off of third in the championship. So yeah, really happy. When I saw these standings, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was up in 5th in the championship, bearing in mind the awful start I had to the season. Remember, first race I finished, 12th, after getting taken out and taking someone else out, and that was a disaster. Then in the second race I had a rubbish car. The third race I got taken out. Then I got a 15-point penalty for changing cars, and I was on -2 points after the first 3 rounds, to now all of a sudden be only 4 points off of third place. It's remarkable in my opinion. Very happy with that. And yeah, final round of the championship then coming up next week. So next Tuesday we've got the Le Mans race, the postponed round 6, which has now become round 8. So we've got that, and we've also got a fun race to look forward to too. So I don't know what that's going to be. There hasn't been announced yet what that race is going to be, but you've got that to look forward to. So I hope you are looking forward to that. Like, subscribe so you don't miss out on it. Also, there's going to be some videos coming up in the next few days covering other stuff, non-Club 100 races. So I hope you look forward to those, and I will see you all next time. So goodbye.